This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. The sun is approaching South Carolina here, and we've got the moon high in the sky right now. I'm at the Russell Burgess Coastal Preserve, and I wanted to have both devices, my iPhone 10 and the P1000 recording. So I'm zooming in on the moon with the P1000 right now. Where the sun and the moon appear and vanish on the horizon varies considerably through the seasons of the year and the phases of the moon, respectively, and their duration of visibility between one another varies significantly, over 3 hours. The low light recording of the iPhone 10 is superior to the P1000. That's why I'm doing both recordings here. I wanted to show you that. And yet I can zoom in substantially more with the P1000. Wanted to show that as well. The sun and the moon are local, as in the midst of the clouds, as Job 37 talks about. That's what I notice, and that's why I share it. I had an opportunity to capture that appearance years ago, and I've done that many, many times since. You can see that on my channel if you care to. On the Facebook page Infinite Earth, that occurrence has had over 750,000 views in a variety of different occurrences. On my page, it's had about 2,000 views only. However, over 615,000 in that one occurrence on Infinite Earth, and then Flat Earth Research has it as well. And there's quite a few other occurrences. So the Bible, God's Word, proclaims in Job 37 that the sun is in the midst of the clouds. And as I mentioned in that video, in Joshua 10, God stopped the sun from moving. The other proclamation of Scripture is that we live on a stationary level earth. So the water is a natural level. Just on the other side of those buildings there is the open ocean. And I'll move where I can show you exactly. The Prince Resort is right in the middle of the view there. That's where the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier is located. This is such a tranquil location, I wanted to show you. And now that I've shown you here, I do believe I'm going to take us out to the point, which is just a couple miles away. And part of the dynamic to do the recording like this is to show the tranquility of this coastal preserve. And now we'll go over and I'll show you a much different area where we'll see the open ocean. I believe what I'm going to do is take us to the Prince Resort. It's where the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier is out in front of. Then you can see how close it is. One of the dynamics that we might be able to see really in an interesting way here is the water is seeking its level underneath this road right here. And at different times I've captured the whirlpools circulating in opposite directions right next to one another. I don't know that I'll be able to show you that now. There's at least one pretty good sized whirlpool here. I have a video where I've shown it going opposite directions, two whirlpools. Let's see, I don't know if I can show you I would need my auxiliary lighting. Yeah, I don't have that right now. Let me see how it is if I take us right on down there, if I can show you. Not so much. There's a large crane that I just scared up. Now there's a gentle breeze coming out of the northeast at about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Shortly after moonrise this morning, moonrise was 3:36 Eastern Standard Time here, and I showed the moon in a very interesting light. You might find that fascinating. I know I do. The moon is not a perfect sphere, although when it's a full moon, it would appear that way. I should say it does appear that way. So I recognize that. I've got photographic and video evidence that proves contrary to the spherical shape of the moon. And I didn't when I first saw that I was shocked. I never had seen anything like that from NASA or the telescopes that have put that information, put pictures of the moon out there. I had never seen anything but a sphere. I thought that kind of interesting. Something is significant of that missing from what they're showing. The moon landing is obviously a hoax. It never happened. You can research that if you care to. It's on my channel. I've got video. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon. You can see that if you like. There's the moon high in the sky there. One of the advantages of coming out here is that I'll be able to show you the coastline of Myrtle Beach as well. I can't really shoot that through the pier at the point. So I've got tens of thousands of hours of recordings that I've shot in this area here. We're expecting about 20 million guests here this year. When I record with the P1000, I get only 27 minutes or so of recording time. And high tide today here is 6:06 Eastern Standard Time. Well, the sun should appear at 6:23 Eastern Standard Time. As beautiful and tranquil as the water gently coming in down at the point is, this shows quite a different contrast with the waves breaking like that. Good morning. So what I wanted to illustrate as well would be perspective and how further away looks smaller, and I'll show you that as I shoot down the pier here. There are laws of perspective that come into play when we look at things from a distance. So a couple miles away is where I recorded the sun appearing yesterday. Now, in the summer, the sun will appear in the middle of the view, right now with both devices. In the winter, it will appear in the middle of the view over there. And I've got recently a January video that I added to my like video playlist. I moved it up closer to the summer occurrences, and you can see the difference right from this location. If you were to hashtag local sun, you'll see many occurrences of the sun in the midst of the clouds, just as Job 37 proclaims. And that is the Myrtle Beach skyline there. The tidal activity is about an hour after here, 45 minutes to an hour. So to try and shoot a laser beam across the water here to prove the flatness or how level the earth is wouldn't be practical. It wouldn't show up accurately. you would just see the reality of what it is, the water seeking its level. To show how level and stationary the earth is, the coastal preserve works good. And then to illustrate how the sand levels out with the water movement. It moves the grains of sand and the water reflects off of it, so it's very beautiful. So people are very reflective off of the sand and also on their lives, past, present, future here. All stages of life we'll see out here, families, singles, widows, widowers. I believe at this point now I would do well to go out to the end of the pier. This past summer, actually springtime, we had beach renourishment out here. I show heavy equipment operating out here. About 5 feet of sand was added here to help protect the structures. We get a lot of beach erosion with the storms that come on in. You can hashtag weather wars. The weather is actually being modified. It's commonly referred to as chemtrails by many. Another more technical and more accurate expression of that would be geoengineering. Weather wars is another term that I prefer using because there is a war being waged on humanity with that. I wanted to show the water with the backlighting there like that. Rather beautiful. Are you open to new information? That would be one of the questions that I would have for you. Hey, good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
So, to also address further some of the laws of perspective, based on my elevation now, these reflections will look really different. There, my lighting's better. I unfortunately hit one of my buttons accidentally. So that's a high-powered telescope. I wanted to see if it's I believe about 10 times magnification. The camera I'm using, the P1000, will magnify 125 times. So down at the end of the pier, I would get a bit of a different perspective, for sure. However, more of what I want to show you is also the water and how it seeks level. That's one of the main points. So you can, if you would like a YouTube Truth sticker, you can send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to Robert Forsch or YouTube Truth, 169 Cloverleaf Drive, Logs, South Carolina 29568. And my phone number is 1-843-504-1776. My liked video playlist encompasses many topics, including artificial intelligence, many of the actual conspiracies that are occurring, and I expose those. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement.